As a new home certified professional, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about new construction. I help many of my clients purchase in new build communities, and it can be quite the journey. Now, the first and most important thing I want you to take away from this video is to never visit a new build community without your real estate agent. Now, if you're in the Temecula Valley area and beyond, obviously that would be with myself, but let me explain why. When you go to a new build community on your own, you're basically forfeiting your right to representation as a buyer. Due to builder regulations, your real estate agent must be with you upon your very first visit to the community. Now, keep in mind, these sales agents in the new build community sales office, they work for the seller. They work for the builder, so they don't have your best interests at heart. You need someone acting with your best interests in mind, fighting and negotiating for you from start to finish. You need someone to help guide you through the process, the contracts, the nuances that come along not only with purchasing a home, but purchasing in a new community. Now, I've been able to negotiate and fight for timelines for my clients, thousands of dollars for my clients. I've even been able to get them into sold out communities. It is so important to have proper buyer representation, including in new build communities. Now for the fun part, we get to tour model homes. Now, depending on how large the community is and how many floor plans the builder offers, that will determine how many homes we get to tour. Once we arrive for our appointment, we'll check in with the sales team and gather any upfront information we may need before beginning our tour. Something to keep in mind, each builder varies when it comes to upgrades. Some builders have features you see in their model homes included in their price, but many do not, so it's important to understand what features will actually come with your potential home. So you found the home you love, now what? Well, let's head back into the sales office to discuss the availability, timeline, and pricing details. So the first thing we're going to want to inquire about is timeline. Does the home's availability match up with your timeline? Builders release homes in phases, so we're going to want to know what phase are they currently in, how many homes are available in this phase, and if your specific floor plan that you're interested isn't quite available, we want to know when that will be released in the next phase. Then, when will the homes actually be completed, aka your estimated move-in date? Builders can vary in their availability as well as their build time. Some have quick move-in homes available within 45 days, while others may take up to 8 months to build. Another thing to note here on builder phases, it's better to get into the earlier phases of a community if you can, because builders do typically increase the price point with each phase. So if you are able to get into an earlier phase in a community, by the time the community is built out, you will already have gained great appreciation. Now let's talk about lots. Say the builder does have the floor plan that you desire, we want to make sure we know where the specific lot is located in the community. How big is the actual lot size? Is there a slope in the backyard? Does it back up to a road? Is it located on the view side? One of the most important tips for my clients when looking at new construction is to walk the lot when available to ensure it's what you want. Now on to pricing. Pricing is pretty much set by the builder, but there are some instances where we can negotiate just a bit. This is where it's important to understand what upgrades and finishes are included. How much does the solar system cost, which is now a requirement in California? You will have the option to lease or purchase. If there are any lot premiums and what your estimated sales price may be. Some additional costs to consider with new builds are window coverings or shutters, appliances such as refrigerators, washer and dryers, ceiling fans, and you will need to complete your backyard typically within 6 to 18 months of moving in. Now is the perfect time for me to mention buyer incentives. Many builders will offer buyer incentives if you choose to work with their in-house or preferred lending teams. Now, locally, I see this typically range anywhere from $5,000 of incentives upwards to $20,000 of incentives. With this credit, you can use this towards your closing costs, prepay HOA dues, get a rate buy down, or you can even apply this to any, say, appliance packages or window covering packages. Speaking of the builder's preferred lender, in order to purchase a new home, you will need to be pre-approved with their in-house lender regardless of if you intend to use their lender or your own outside lender. And to be honest, I like my clients to use this to their advantage. As I've mentioned in previous videos, it's great to get information from 2 to 3 lenders to compare. Once you complete the 10-minute loan application, it gets time-stamped and you are added to the builder's priority list. Now, if the builder didn't currently have availability for your home you were hoping for, the priority list is what they will work off of to offer the first available homes to you first. There is zero commitment by being on this list, so if you do have serious interest in the community, I would highly advise getting on the builder's priority list for first access to homes. Now, let's say the home you do want is available. What does the actual buying process look like? Well, the first step, just like in resale homes, will be putting down your earnest money deposit. This is a set fee by the builder, but you can typically expect it to be about 1 to 3% of the purchase price. This is a non-refundable deposit as soon as a purchase contract is executed. You will want to provide either a wire transfer or a cashier's check to the escrow team in order to secure your home. Then, typically a few days later, the purchase contract will be sent to you from the builder's sales team for signatures and escrow will be opened. New build homes do have an extended escrow period because you don't technically close escrow until the construction of your home is fully complete. Now, oftentimes, my clients need to sell a home first prior to purchasing their new home. In resale, we like to plan this to happen simultaneously for a concurrent closing so you can seamlessly go from your current home into your new home. Now, new homes are different. Most builders will want to see your current home listed for sale within a week of the purchase contract and/or have an accepted offer. They only want non-contingent buyers and want to know that your home is likely to close escrow to protect themselves. With that said, this does bring up one of the often biggest hurdles in new build construction, which is timeline. Because builders don't allow for concurrent closings, you will need to plan ahead for interim housing due to possibly months in between your current residence and your new home. Just like in a resale homes as well, your pre-approval is conditional until the actual close of escrow. So please always check with your lender before making any financial decisions during this time. Do not go out and purchase any new furniture, appliances, cars, take out new lines of credit, anything without your lender's approval. Once we are about a week or so out from closing escrow on your new home, the builder will schedule a final walkthrough, or often called a new home orientation. This is when you get to see your home fully complete, learn anything and everything there is to know about your new home, such as where the water and gas shutoffs are, irrigation systems, alarm systems. We will also be making note of anything that needs to be fixed prior to moving in, such as paint scuffs, maybe a drawer's out of alignment, etc. This will give the team a final to-do list to ensure your home is move-in ready. Please keep in mind, as the buyer, you do have the right to a third-party inspection at this time as well. Once you sign off on completion, this will queue up the final closing department and your final wire. Now for the best part of all, time for keys. We'll plan a time to meet up with the sales team where they can hand over the brand new keys and welcome you to your brand new home. There's so many details when it comes to new builds, so if there's anything that you still have questions on, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to be a resource to you. And of course, if you're considering a move to the Temecula Valley, whether it's Temecula, Marietta, Menifee, or Winchester, make sure to give me a call today. I would love to help you.